Hi viewers, I am back again and I am Zenith. And in today's video, I'll be explaining what are variables. So if you haven't viewed my previous lesson, you can go and view it right now. So without further ado, we can get now into the video. So first of all, let me explain what is my today's topic. My today's topic is variables. Now, what are variables? First of all, in the Scratch program, let's go with this slowly because maybe you might not understand it. So I'll explain it in the easiest words. So okay, over here you can view the variables. Basically, what's a variables? Basically, what's a variable? I'm sorry. Variable is a space in memory where you can store data, but only temporarily, not like forever. If you want to store the data permanently, you need to make it get stored into a file. And also, they're a fundamental part of programming because without them, basically, you cannot store any data. The word variable basically means that its value can vary. So the word variable has been derived from the word vary, which means its value can change. So today you can see I'm going to explain this section variables. We're not going to go to the section of my blocks, they're actually different. So first of all, let us see how you can create a variable. Now by default you have this variable and it is basically a circle, and as you can see, when you press on this checkbox, then it is brought into the program. If you don't click on the checkbox, that means it will be removed from the program. First of all, you have to bring it into the program by clicking on this checkbox. Now you can see right now its value is 0. So this is one variable which is given to you by default. How you can create your own variable? You click on make a variable, then you go over here, new variable name, and I will name it variable or test variable. Now here are two options below you, for all sprites and for this sprite only. As I had explained, what are sprites? Sprites are the object, and in default you will always receive the cat sprite whenever you'll open the Scratch program. So when you select for all sprites, it basically chooses that all of these sprites can change the value of the variable and they can also read the variable. If only for this sprite, then only the cat sprite can change the variable and read the variable. Other sprites can't, even if it is the same sprite. So let us go with for all sprites because this basically you will need this for now. So I've chosen for all sprites. So now many sprites can control this variable, but actually all of them. So now let's see how you can change your variable. To change your variable, you will need these two blocks. One is set and one is change my variable. Now you have known the terminology of set and change. Set means that it will set it to the value which you have typed in, and change means it will change the value by the number which you have given in the block. So set my variable, make sure that by default will have the previous variable. First of all, you need to choose a variable from here, test variable, and I'm also going to choose it over here. Oh yes, you can see these four options. One is the my variable, which is given to you by default. Another one is this test variable, which I just created, and the another one is rename variable. Once you click on this, you can rename my variable. Then there is also delete my variable, which actually deletes the variable. So now you have test variable while the other variable has not deleted. So yes, that's a way in which you can delete a variable. So now let us see how you can set a variable's value. Its value can be numbers. So first let me show you how you can set it to numbers. Set test variable to 10. Now as you can see, this variable has been now set to 10, and yes, you can also drag this, well, not outside the workspace, but you can drag it anywhere within this place where the program will be running. So let me just bring it over here. So now the test variable has been set to the value 10. Not only that, you can set it to a value, you could also set it to a word. So basically it can store in anything, but only temporarily. As you can see, the variable now is having apple as its word, as its value or word could say. Then let's say change the test variable by 1. When you click on this, it will change the variable to 1 actually, because apple cannot be changed to 1 because they both are different things. One is a number and one is a alphabet, one is a word, so both of them differ. So now you can see change test variable by 1. This is right now 1. I press on it again and it will change it by 2. Now if you for example make it 5, change it by 5. 5 plus 2, 7. and yes, you get 7. Make it 40, you could get 47, and yes, you got 47, and without even running the program. And yes, you can also run the program and you'll get the same result. Set variable to, let us say, 100, and then you are going to change it by 40. Now what does this mean? That first it will set the variable to 100 and then it will change it by 40, resulting in giving you the answer 140, which we're just going to see right now. Let me give a full screen. So now you will see this, and I'll click on it, and yeah, the test variable changed to 140 as I had explained. So now when you click on this variable, you see three, so you get a drop down. One is normal readout, which is like this with the words and with the value. One is the large readout, which cancels out the word or the name of the variable, it only gives you the value. And another one is the slider. But in this slider, basically you can change the variable, you can change the value from here and as well from here. But I'm not sure if this works on words. Yes, when you choose the slider, it will not let any word come into this, because basically this is a slider. So yes, now you can slide it and change it. Even if you change this by 40, now you can see the slider automatically went to the place where it was 40. So this slider ranges from 0 to 100. So for example, if I choose, let us say 50, this slider will come to the center. And yes, it got to the center. So let's go back to the original one. Oh yes, there was one more. I suppose I missed it out. Look, here is the change slider range. Now this pop-up will appear. This thing will pop up in front of you, and it is the minimum value and the maximum value. Minimum value is the least value in which the slider can range. Before it was 0 to 100. Let us make it minus 100. As I told you, you can always use negative numbers, and the maximum value, let us make it 1000. That's quite a lot of numbers. Now look, it's literally ranging from minus 100 to a whole 1000. Isn't that amazing? Okay, well, that was a very good fun point. You can change it as much as you want. Let's go back to the normal readout. Okay, now I've changed it back to 50. So let us see what else you can do with your variable. But this was one point, that you could change it and you could put words in it. Oh yes, you can also put negative numbers in it, which I just had viewed you right now. Now what if you want to make this variable become much interactive with your sprite? So for doing that, you will need a if block, which is a selection, because it will select basically if you want to do or if you don't want to do. Now you take one of the operators. This is just a basic program I'm telling you. And you take a test variable and both of the shapes are same, and tada, it will get fixed into it. Now look, what does this statement mean? Is test variable equals to 50? True, it is 50. If the test variable is equals to 50, Scratch sprite should move 10 steps in the front. Let's check. And yes, it moved 10 steps in the front. Let's make it 60. The visible movement. And yes, the Scratch sprite moved in the front. Now, if it is not 50, let us for this one choose an if and if then and an else block. And let's bring the things in here. If test variable isn't 50, then it will move 60 steps backward. And if it is really 50, then it will move forward. Let us see. Oh yes, I forgot to actually place the event. Now you will see this will work. So yes, now it moved in the front because the test variable is really its value is 50. But what if you change its value by just 1 point? Now you can see that it is not in 50. It is not 50. If you click on this, the Scratch sprite will move back now. It will not move in the front. Bringing it back to 50 by adding this -1. You could even do this change the test variable by -1, which means it will decrease the value and start moving forward. So well, yeah, as I have not shown you, you can pretty much do a lot with the variable. You can make it as much interactive, but right now I'm sticking to the fundamentals which I'm right now explaining, because these are necessary in future projects which I'll be very soon showing you. So make sure to subscribe to my channel so that you can have a go with my channel and do not miss out any other content. So let us see now. Okay, now if you really do not want this variable to be in your screen, you could click on these blocks: show variable and hide variable. Show variable will show the variable, and hide variable will hide the variable. And this is not the thing, you can make as much variables you want. I have another. If I hide this variable, it will hide. And yes, you can do the same things with the variable, and you can do many things. These were just a few things which I showed you. You can do many things with the variable. So let your mind go creative and do whatever you want. So yes, this was just a short video to you today, and I hope so you understood the concept of variables today. It was really a fundamental part which I had to really explain today. And I'm going to see you soon in another video. Make sure that you subscribe and comment down if you did not understand any part of my video. And I'm going to see you soon. Bye.